Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what the messages are that come out with the cards that come out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin to find out what cards come through, what messages come out. So the first card that we have is the Five of Cups. It is in the reverse. And we do have some water sign energy with this. You could be dealing with Cancer, Pisces, or even a Scorpio. We have the Page of Swords. And we have the Death card. So we do have some Scorpio energy with this. At the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups. So this King of Cups showing up over here, this does feel like you're dealing with somebody who is older. I do also feel like this person could be somebody who is quite mature. I do feel like though, when it comes to this person and the way in which they are kind of showing up in this connection with you, there is a sense of kind of being in a space where they want to have some kind of control, especially control over the way in which they're letting their emotions come across to you. So I do feel like there is a sense of kind of being in a space of really having a lot of control over their emotions and the way that's coming across. But I do feel like this person does have deep feelings. I do feel like it does go quite deep when it comes to the way they feel about you. I do feel like with this King of Cups showing up over here, this does feel like also a sense of somebody who is trying to find different ways to be able to actually control their emotions. I do feel like they go quite deep, but it's almost as if they're not representing that in a way that can make it be shown quite easily. But with the Five of Cups showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of somebody who's gone through a healing journey, or somebody who is right at the, could be coming to a good place within their healing journey. I do feel like this is a sense of being able to actually look at things in a more positive light, with a positive mindset. And also when it comes to the way in which somebody's past is affecting them, it's not affecting them in a way that is giving them this negative outlook. I do feel like this is a sense of actually having a lot of strength in the way in which they are looking at and coping with what they have been through in the past. I do feel like with the Five of Cups in the reverse, this still does feel like a sense of having had experienced loss and having had even gone through difficulty with being able to manage that feeling. But I do feel like there's a sense of actually healing quite a lot as well. I do feel like with the Page of Swords showing up over here, this feels like a reserved energy. And this does feel like also a sense of having a lot of curiosity about someone and around things. And I do feel like with this Page of Swords showing up over here, this does feel like somebody who's not entirely communicating with you. I do feel like it's also something that's getting you quite inspired to want to find out more about someone, and it's kind of even stirring that sense of interest and curiosity around a person or around a situation. I do feel like with this Page of Swords, this feels like trying to find out more about a person. And I do feel like though, when it comes to finding out more about a person, it's like you're doing it in secret. I do feel like though, with the Death card showing up over here, this does feel like a lot of changes on the horizon for this connection. I do feel like that could be changes for the better. And I especially feel like with this Five of Cups showing up in the reverse, there's a sense of releasing something that is no longer serving someone. So I do feel like being able to let go of something that's holding them down or holding them back. And with this Death card showing up over here, I definitely feel like there's a lot of changes that's coming to this connection, allowing for more fresh energy to be brought back into the situation. And I do feel like it is also something that's good for the connection. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the Hanged Man. We have some Pisces energy here. Could be dealing with Pisces. We have the Four of Cups. And we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords in the reverse. So this Nine of Swords in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of being in a space of having a hard time not thinking about something. Do feel like there's a sense of having a bit of a difficult time when it comes to managing overthinking. And I do feel like the situation might be actually bringing about a lot to think about. And I do feel like this is about being stuck in your head and also experiencing what may feel like difficulty in having sleepless nights over this connection. I do feel like with this card showing up in the reverse, this does also feel like a sense of being able to actually communicate that and have that out there. So I do feel like there's a sense of being able to have a lot of that, a lot of those thoughts as something that's being brought into the situation and being put out there to be able to be heard from this person and also to be worked out. Do you feel like there's also a lot of fear? And with this card showing up in the reverse, I do feel like there's an intention of being able to overcome some kind of fear of the unknown, of the future. And also do feel like with the Nine of Swords and that energy of really being in a space of going very much into someone's head and overthinking things. It is also something that's kind of energy that's feeding off of itself. So I do feel like being able to actually have this out in the open and communicate is going to also relieve that. But with the Hangman showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of really being in a reflective space. Do you feel like when it comes to the way somebody feels about you, this person thinks about you quite a lot. They also think about the situation as far as the way you're making them feel and even your connection quite a lot. They can even spend a lot of time ruminating over it. You do feel like with the Four of Cups showing up over here though, this does feel like an energy of being in a space where it's like on an emotional level, you could be kind of looking for something more to this connection. It's like there's this feeling of something is missing. Do you feel like there is also a sense of feeling like there's a missed opportunity here? But I do feel like with this Four of Cups showing up underneath this Page of Swords, this does feel like a sense of kind of feeling like that before action is taken. So I do feel like there is going to be action taken. But I do feel like there's a sense of reaching a point of almost being bored with the way things are before reaching that place where things are able to pick up, things are able to actually change. And I do feel like communication is also playing a part in that. With the Seven of Wands showing up in the reverse, this does also feel like a sense of being able to actually hear from someone and actually get through to them. Do you feel like there's a sense of being open, and this does feel like an energy of being more so open and even introspective and receiving, and this is more of a receiving energy rather than a defensive one. There's a desire to have peace and to also be able to actually create that with you. So I do feel like there is a lot of changes on the horizon for this connection, but I do feel like it's for the better. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have forgiving and learning. We have love yourself first. And we have engagement. So the forgiving and learning card showing up over here, I do feel like there's a lot of learning from the past that's happening here for someone. Do you feel like when it comes to being able to look back and reflect on things, this person is able to really take up and pick up a lot of learning opportunities from a past? I do feel like this person is also in a space where they're quite open to being able to actually reflect upon that in a way that's going to be conducive to this connection moving forward. You do feel like though, this forgiving and learning card, this does also feel like a sense of someone being in a space where they're seeking your forgiveness, or you may be in a place where you are learning to forgive somebody. I do feel like with this forgiving and learning card, this is also a sense of being far in a healing journey and being able to make peace with a past and kind of becoming more present. And I do feel like that's also something that's happening, this Five of Cups in the reverse. And I do feel like it's necessary. And with this love yourself first card showing up over here, I'm getting this pertaining to the Four of Cups. With this Four of Cups, this does feel like a sense of being in a space of feeling like something's missing. I feel like on an emotional level, it's like you're seeking something. But I do feel like this may be something that can be gained from going within. And I do feel like with this love yourself first card showing up over here, this is also a sense of being able to actually be able to pour into your own cup. I do feel like especially avoiding any kind of dependency in this connection with someone. I do feel like it is something that is part of part of the journey and the evolution of this connection with somebody. And I do feel like it's quite beneficial. But with that Page of Swords showing up over here, there's this energy of being in a space where it's like you're trying to find out more about someone. And I do feel like there may be a limit to how much you can find out about somebody without that being something that's going to impact you, especially on an emotional level. And it could even bring distress. So I do feel like with this Love Yourself First card, this is about really taking that energy and pouring it into yourself rather than externally. So I do feel like also this with this Love Yourself First card, with that ability to really go within and really focusing all of your energy towards being able to actually experience bettering yourself, there's something very attractive that is coming about as an outcome of that. And I do feel like somebody's taking notice. I do also feel like somebody's also trying to find out more about you. And I do feel like with that, so it's also stirring someone's interest and intrigue, but it is very attractive energy, this ability to be able to really put yourself first in a way that is also catering to yourself. I do feel like it is in a way that's balanced. It's not selfish, but it's still also putting yourself in a position where you're pouring into your cup. It is also something that I do feel like has an emotional benefit for you too. But with the engagement card showing up over here, I do feel like there are changes in this connection. I do feel like it could be actually moving to a higher new level of commitments. And I do feel like with the engagement card, this is an offer. I do feel like it's an offer for something more serious, and also things being moving in a direction that is headed towards something more serious. Do you feel like with the engagement card showing up over here, this also feels like a sense of somebody being able to actually hone in on your connection? And I do feel like there's a sense of taking it quite seriously. I do feel like with that King of Cups, this person has feelings that go much deeper than perhaps you even realize. Do you feel like there is a vision that they have in mind when it comes to the future, and even when it comes to where their actions in this connection with you are going to end up or lead to? And there's a desire to be able to actually reach this point of a deeper commitment. I also get that with the Death card. It's like there is a sense of being able to graduate to the next level, and this connection is sending to a higher level of commitment and a new level of commitment. I do feel like with this engagement card, there is also a sense of being in a space of exclusivity, taking things to a level where it is about you and this person. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Sagittarius. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Sagittarius.